Alright guys, so we're doing a transmission swap on a Chevy box truck. We already removed the dash trim. It's basically a cover that goes here with two 10s on the bottom. This cover with a plug. We got this other plug and whatnot. We can take the tunnel, so we can expose the top of the transmission with the top bolts. Alright, and then we got one over there. We got like one or two on this side. So the other thing that we got to do, we took the battery off, and now we are underneath. We just took the drive shaft right now. It has a joint on the center. It has the joint in the center with two bolts on it. And the drive shaft at the end, it has two clamps with the 211mm bolts on it. So from there, we're going to be taking the exhaust off. We got the braces right underneath of the transmission. And we also have this transmission mount or cross member that supports the tranny that we have to take out. We already took the cables from the side of the transmission. Let me show you that real quick. Alright, so we took the plug, the cable, the shift linkage, the other plug over here for the parking sensor. We're going to be taking the O2 sensors, and we're going to be joining the pan here in a bit, so we don't be making much of a mess. But regardless, we're going to be taking the exhaust as well, just because it's sitting here in the middle, and that's going to be taken out of the headers. We took the starter off already, so it's not in the way. And we got to take the bottom half of the transmission, that cover there, so we can expose the third converter and take the studs out. But right now, let's see if we can take the exhaust so we can support the tranny and take this cross member out. That way we have everything clear, just a matter of dropping and picking back up again. Alright, I'll keep you guys posted. Be right back. Alright guys, so on the exhaust we got right here, there's 15. We have another one here, another 15. There's a little shield that goes here with a 13, which is that shield right there. Right there, we're taking the exhaust out of the header. These two lines right here are for the transmission, from the radiator or oil cooler if it has one, to the back of the tranny, on the side of the tranny. We got 3 15s and 2 O2 sensors on the headers. Right there, let me see if I can get closer to you guys. See those 3 bolts right there, and 3 on that manifold right there. So we're gonna be taking that off. We're gonna drain the pan here in a little bit. And we're gonna support the transmission so that we can take the exhaust out and out of the way. So yeah, that's where we at right now, and then we gotta do the torque converter. All right, be right back. Alright guys, so now we're taking the pan off. We're already taking the cover. It's 4 bolts, 2 here, 2 there, 15, and 2 that go to the oil pan facing this way. We take that to expose the flat wheel, and we got the studs there. Now we're taking the pan off so we can drain the tranny. The exhaust, we took our first, we'll hook it from there, and then we just slide it back out, both of them. You gotta twist it and turn it to get it out, but it comes out. So yeah, so now we're gonna be doing this. Then we're gonna be doing the plate, and after that we're gonna start loosening the bolts from top of the tranny. Alright, we're back. Alright guys, so the tow converter is loose. There were 15, and take them out on this side with the starter sets. Take them out through there. You gotta be turning the crank on the engine over so you can get them to position, and you gotta loosen them all up. Try not to strip them, because if you strip it, you won't need studs. So yeah, so that's been done. All we have to do now is from top we gotta loosen up the oil pickup or the oil tube. We gotta loosen up from the top of the transmission, the bolts that hold the tranny on top, and then we're gonna do the last ones on the bottom here once we have the jack and everything underneath. And we are gonna be taking this cross member right at the end where we have the transmission supported. That way it just drops. Alright, so let me get that done real quick. Let me go up there, take those bolts out, and this tube over here for the measuring of the transmission fluid, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so on this side, espera, buddy.
Los cubos en un momento y dale una patada para acá.
Hey buddy. Alright guys, so this is the oil where the dipstick goes for the transmission with the little that's on that step right there on this side. Listen to that, you take it out of the way. We got a stop right here in the corner. We got one in the center. You can see between that cable there. There's one on the other side, just about the same level as this. Okay, you take those three off, and then you have two on the bottom, the one that I've been showing you. To loosen up the dipstick completely, apart from here, there is going to be a bracket there. I'm going to show you what that is real quick. Alright, so you take the reservoir out, which has a 10mm here, and this is the dipstick. See that little stop right there where my finger is? That has a little loop that goes on it with a 10mm nut, and then you just unhook it from there, and then it becomes straight in the back. That way you can loosen up the bottom section. Alright, so now all we got left to do is that cross member on the bottom. On the right side it has I think the canister, the fuel tank canister or something like that, a few other stuff, and then we're ready to take that out. Once we take that out, then we're basically able to take that bridge out, and once we take that bridge out, then it's just a matter of holding the transmission together and being able to drop it. Alright, we're back guys. Okay, so transmission is already loose, the mount is already taken off. We're just gonna pull it out and drop it, and we should be good to go. So let's pull it out of the engine, separate it a little bit, and then we can drop it, and then we can drag it down. Alright, be right back. Alright guys, so this is the new transmission already. You gotta put all your oil hardware back on. You got the motor mount, the exhaust mount, the side, and we put all the transmission sensors and whatnot on the side, the breather. So the way we raise that up, we use some straps so we can pick it off the ground, so we don't have to be doing any hard lifting. We picked it up just enough so we can put a jack on the bottom and our blocks. So now it's ready to keep on racing up, and made it with a engine, and we're good to go. So yeah, strap it down, raise it, and then put your jack, or you can actually install it just by using the straps. You just got to play with it a little bit more. So that being said, let me go ahead and marry the transmission and the engine together, and we should be able to get the straps off and keep on going forward. Alright, be right back. Alright guys, so she's already on position, lined up perfectly. 4 bolts on the side already, so we're missing the one on top and the oil pickup tube, or the oil pickup. We gotta put the cross member and the lines and the sensors and whatnot. So let me see if I can put the cross member. Oh, actually, go ahead. Do bien. Do bien. I think we're gonna put the exhaust before we put the cross member, just because I think it would be easier since we have everything open and it does sit here and connects over here. So I think we might do that first. Put on the sensor, all the wiring, everything that's supposed to go, and then put the exhaust. So then we do the cross member at the end. I think that's going to be the best way to get it done. But anyways, yeah, this system and the straps to get it off the ground, and then you can lift it up. We basically lift it right to where we need it to be, just to be able to slide it forward and no major headaches. And so far I think we're in for about 2.5 hours now getting it done, and the training is already in, and we still got to do the torque converter and whatnot, but pretty much everything is going back in place already. The hardest part is already done. We just gotta bolt in the rest of the stuff. Alright guys, we'll keep you posted. Be right back. Alright guys, so we got all the sensor, the wiring, we got the bracket on, everything is back on in place. The exhaust is back on, the O2 sensor, disc line with the gasket, the exhaust on the headers, it's already back on, the O2 sensor, all the wiring, the lines are clipped back on. So the only thing that we're missing right now is the drive shaft and the torque converter up front and the starter, and then we got to fill out the transmission. So we're going to do the drive shaft right now. Okay, which it has 2 bolts here on that bracket and the 4 bolts on the G-joint over there. Other than that, we got to go up front to get the torque converter tightened down, the starter, and then fill it all up. Alright, be right back. Alright guys, so we got the starter back on, the 2 bolts. The torque converter is already tightened now, and that's a 15mm bolt. You gotta turn the engine over by hand, put them in, and then turn it all over again and start tightening now. We put the cover back on. Everything is back on this side. Everything is back on this side. Everything is good to go. So the only thing that we're missing now is drop the van, add the fluids, and she should be good to go. Alright guys, like always, we're gonna take it for a spin after I put the fluids in, idle, reset the computer. We still gotta put in all the plastic inside to cover the tonneau and the dash and all that stuff. So yeah, let's do that real quick before we finish up. Alright guys, so job well done. Transmission shifting as smoothly as it should. There's no oil leaks, nothing, everything is going good. Just drove it, she does smoothly. Anyways, hope this helps anybody who's trying to do it themselves on a box truck. It's a lot easier than doing it on a van. The van is a lot more tighter than it is. but on this is pretty straightforward. 2 people, probably about 2, let's see, I don't know, roughly about 3 hours. Alright guys, like always, share, like, subscribe, and I see you guys in the next one. Later.